Happy Tuesday, everybody. We got a lot to talk about, recap, react to, and roast. So grab a beverage. Hopefully you're wearing something very comfy. Smash that like on your way in and let's get started.
If you like what you see, come and get it with me. I know you deserve all you want. 'Cause your heart's made of gold, but don't wait till you're old. If you want it, I get you some.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Stand-up comedian and pop culture vulture, Joleen Lunzer here for another No Offense, All Offense, where we react to, commentate on, and provide a comedic look at all things happening in pop culture, reality television, trending news topics, and anything that strikes our fancy. Hello, happy Tuesday. You guys smash that like on your way in. Let's get the likes up. It lets the YouTube algorithm know that we're live and invites others to come join us in this live chat. Hello, everyone in the live chat. Also, remember, everything today that I say is based on my opinion. I'm very opinionated, but that doesn't mean you can't have your own opinion. You don't have to agree with me. We can just respectfully and calmly agree to disagree, like the Zen Buddhist goddess Tamra Judge from The Real Housewives of Orange County.
That's my opinion!
It's just my opinion as I sit here and want to scratch my eyes out from allergies. So we're doing makeup-free eyes. And if you see me rubbing my eyes a lot, it's the allergies. So shout out to all my allergic kings and queens out there. But we're getting through it. We are getting through it. Shout out to my mods, you guys. Also, remember, everything I say today is true, except for the parts that are false. Everything is alleged and for entertainment purposes only.
Allegedly.
Today, we're going to be talking again about The Valley. It's Valley Tuesday. We have a new episode dropping. Episode 7 of The Valley airs tonight. Also, later tonight, I will be live for some Karen Reed coverage, comedy, and roasting. I scheduled it for 6:30 Pacific, so join me there then. Okay, guys, we got to get into it. So yesterday, we talked about Lala and Brittany Cartwright, and Brittany was on Lala's podcast. And if you missed that, we went through most of the episode, reacted to it, roasted it, recapped it, and it was interesting to say the least. So check out the video before this one, after this video, if you haven't yet done that. Also, if you do want to support the channel further than liking or subscribing, which I so appreciate, you can send a super chat while we're live here on YouTube, or consider joining one of my memberships, either on Patreon or on YouTube. And if one of my mods doesn't mind dropping the link for that, that would be so appreciated. All right. So now we are getting into, Lala had the episode with Brittany, and then she had a bonus episode, which was a Q&A. And a lot of you told me that this episode was a lot more interesting than Lala's podcast episode with Brittany, because Lala is infuriating. And she made a lot of that episode with Brittany about herself, and it was weird. And she seemed strangely distant from Brittany, even though they're supposed to be good friends. And it just doesn't look like Lala really likes Brittany. And it always looks like Lala Kent has, a motive. She's driven by opportunity and the almighty dollar. So yes, producer Cordelia in the back right there, looking adorable. I couldn't do this without my wonderful producers. Shout out to them. So I want to get into this Q&A, and then we'll maybe look at a couple other things, either Bravo or Valley / pop culture related. So again, we have, this is in addition to Lala's interview with Brittany, her interview episode with Brittany, which you can find, where you find podcasts, or you can go to Give Them Lala on YouTube if you want, and you can find this video. Okay. Hi. Now Lala's okay with me, talking about her podcast because she is a big fan of mine.
I heard actually mixed reviews on Joleen.
Oh, Joleen was excellent. What are they saying?
Producer Prince has joined the chat. So yeah, Lala is a huge fan of me. Allegedly a big fan. All right, you guys, I'm going to pop in my AirPod. We're going to be stopping for commentary, comedy, jokes, reactions to this Q&A. And this is where Brittany, she's talked quite a bit about Jax, obviously her relationship, the the divorce, Jax's behavior, her son Cruz. And so this, I guess Lala got questions from fans. And so now she's asking Brittany the questions from the fans. And yes, keep me updated on the like count. I don't know if Ben's in here to set a goal, but I'm going to set a goal and see if we can get 100 likes. We got 90 people watching. The numbers are growing. So let's see if we can get 100 likes. That would be amazing. All right. Give me a thumbs up as soon as you can hear the audio as we dive in to Lala's Q&A episode with Brittany Cartwright about Cruz, Jax, and the Valley.
Gorge, welcome back to the Give Them Lala podcast, the bonus episode with Brittany Cartwright. People went insane writing questions. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Do you like a Q&A or do you get nervous?
No, I like them.
All right. Purse L. Jennifer says,
Thank you guys.
what do her parents and family think of Jax now?
My family is super nice, and they don't like love him by any means, but they like have a lot of respect for him as the father of my child. So they're not going to like be mean to him, but he's not going to be as close by any means as like how he used to be.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like my family's super nice, super forgiving. That's just
who they are.
That's just who they are and why I am the way I am. So, my dad was just here for Cruz's birthday, and I told him that Jax was going to come to the birthday, and my dad was like, well, that's fine, and they both talked to him, my dad and my stepmom,
Really?
a little bit, just stuff like that. But
does Jax ever call your mom if he needs to get in touch with you?
he hasn't done that recently, but he probably would, like if it went there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like if he really needed to get in touch with you.
Yeah. He's got like weird, I don't know. He gets weird, jealous things, even whenever it comes like my family.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
just weird.
I can't imagine.
All right. Huge red flag. Huge red flag of Jax's abuse and narcissism and all the bad stuff is when a man or woman, when someone you're in a relationship with is jealous of your family. That's like a big red flag. And obviously, Jax has that red flag. The more we learn about this monster, and this is something that they shouldn't gloss over. And Lala's input is just like, weird. But if we were talking about Randall, she'd be like, Randall, yeah. Well, who knows? Maybe she might bring Randall up. But that's some scary ass shit.
In every generation, there is a chosen one. She alone will stand against the vampires, the demons, and the forces of darkness. She is the Slayer.
Like that is abuse 101. To kind of alienate, be jealous of, come between those closest to you, including your family. So of course, Jax, the worst person ever, has issues and is jealous of Brittany's family. Also, big ups to the dad, I guess, for being mature, but let's think about punching him in the face. Let's just think about it, okay? Now, I know, you guys know I don't advocate for violence except for when I advocate for violence. Let's just think about it. Let's just think about maybe one more nose job. One more nose job. Just think about it. Mr. Cartwright, just let it, go in your head. Maybe you could trip him. Throw a banana peel on the ground. Do you know what I mean? Something. Cut the brakes. No, Jolene, objection. That's too violent. Sustained. I'm going to sustain that one. That's a little too Sopranos. It's a little too Sopranos. But I'm just, allegedly, satire, comedy, jokes, funny. Ha, ha, ha. Just kidding. Just kidding.
I can imagine how he feels about you talking to his sister.
Oh, and me and Jenny are super close, but he doesn't act like he cares about that so much.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe he thinks that God.
Just weird.
I can't imagine how he feels about you talking to his sister.
Oh, and me and Jenny are super close, but he doesn't act like he cares about that so much.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe he thinks that that keeps you close to what is his bubble.
Because I'm down to take Cruz to Michigan to visit Jenny. I love her that much, and I love Patrick, and I want them to always be in Cruz's life. She's a great person.
Okay, so Brittany is saying that she's really close with Jax's sister. Brittany, you got to have sex with the sister. Okay, allegedly, and for funsies. Think of how mad Jax would be if Brittany hooked up with his sister. This is what a guy like this deserves. It's what he needs. It's the reason for the season. Hook up with his sister. Okay? That's, put your, like Katie Maloney said, I will run a train through your restaurant. Put your trains in the live chat. Choo, choo, chugga, chugga, choo, choo. Come on, ride that train and ride it. It's a choo, choo train. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. She's cute. I've seen her. Okay. Get it. Get it. Thank you, Shine. Thank you. Right? What's wrong? What's wrong with the little skizzers? Anything. Get it. Get it. Okay. So she's good friends with his sister. And I think that's wonderful that, Cruz still has, even though Jax is a total toolbox and toxic, abusive mess, that that Brittany makes sure that Jax or that Cruz has a relationship with Jax's family. It would be wonderful too if maybe Cruz could have a relationship with his grandma, because Jax is mad at his mom for the dumbest reason. Apologies to Jax's mom for having to give birth to Satan himself, being Jaxtaylor. I love it. You guys all put your chew. If you feel like dancing, come on. It's up to you. Why is Lauren wearing sunglasses? I think it's because she found a precancerous growth in her eye and she has to do chemo treatments. So we're sending all the positive vibes to Lauren from Utah and her health. And we love the glasses. We love it. Yeah. Come on, ride that train and ride it.
Person, great aunt. She's always had my back.
Yeah.
So, and Jax is always like, I'm like, yeah, I'll take him to Michigan. Jack's like, well, can't I go? And
What
I'm
do
like,
you say?
I'm like, we're not going together. Like, I could take him once and you could take him once, maybe.
Yeah.
If things are okay. But
Oh my
we ain't
God.
doing like family vacation.
Okay, I'm pausing this a lot, I realize, for commentary and reaction. But Brittany, please do not let Jax take that little sweet baby Cruz anywhere by himself on any trips at any time, probably ever. Okay, and she said maybe someday, maybe never. Protect that little boy at all costs. He does not need to be riding around with a crazy cokehead who is an abusive narcissist. No Sankey. No, no, no. Can I come? No, you can't come with. You loser. No, you can't come with, Jax.
Absolutely not. He is tripping. Some Nicole 0905. Do you ever see you and Jax co-parenting in a healthy way? My ex was a drug disaster.
I mean, that's the goal. 100%. That's the goal, is to get there. It's a struggle. Every day's different, but for the most part, whenever we only talk about Cruz, it's fine. It's whenever Jax wants to come in and, I did that Brawny ad and he was asking me if I was dating one of the Brawny guys.
You're like, no, I'm dating all of them.
So it's just a lot of ups and downs. You know what I mean?
Such a weird question to ask.
He's got to let go of a lot of the control that he thinks that he has over me.
Brittany, have sex with all the brownie men too. Brawny, not brownie, brownie, brawny, the paper towel. So she did a paper towel ad for Brawny. And Jax is like, are you having sex with them? What a psychopath. You've changed not at all. So when this man wants to go and tell us that he's changed on social media or on the show or on Alex Baskin-Robbins' podcast, we got to remember these moments and go, no. Brittany's literally doing big brand business deals and you're getting divorced, or I don't even know where they're at with the divorce, but you're not together and you're still trying to control who she has sex with. You're still trying to control her body. Ew. Gross. Sir, look what you did to your nose. You cannot be trusted with even your own body. So don't be coming for Brittany's body. She owes you nothing. But also, Brittany, have sex with the paper towel guy. Okay? Flannel on, flannel off.
But whenever it comes to Cruz, that is both of our main goal.
Yeah.
So, I just hope that one day it gets, a little bit better.
I think
it's
it
up
will.
and down.
I
Yeah.
think it definitely will.
I think it will too. It's still fresh right now, and we're still reliving everything from last summer as well.
If you think about it, a year is really nothing.
Yeah.
A year, that's a nice cushion to start healing, but a year really is no time.
Especially when you've been together for so long. So if we're fighting, if you don't get along with the person you're co-parenting with, it makes it extremely difficult. But I try to do my best and put that crap aside and, do whatever I think is best for Cruz.
Do you ever have moments where you're like, oh my gosh, this is so funny, this whatever that happened, I got to call Jax, and then it's oh wait, breaking that habit? Or do you feel like you're
I had that a lot of times. He was my very best friend because I was with him 24/7, and he was the person I told everything to. If it wasn't a secret, I had to keep from my friends, So that was kind of weird to have to stop telling him everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can imagine that would be hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember going through my shit and I was like, all I want to do is call the one.
Oh, we only got through 4 minutes until Lala made it about herself. Mark it. We got 4 minutes in, and the beginning was intro and music. So probably 3 minutes in before Lala started making Brittany's experience about herself.
We do not care.
That might be a new record. That would be a new record. Lauren from Utah.
One person who caused all of this.
Exactly.
So that's a fucking weird feeling.
Yeah.
Golden XX Lolita says, do you feel used to being an LA girl already?
I mean, not really. Like I said, I don't even know where I am right now. So like when it comes like GPS and stuff.
Does it feel like home though? Does LA feel like home?
Yeah, it like my house feels like a home. 100%. Like I'm so glad. I love it there. I love my neighborhood. I love, me and Cruz. And I feel like I don't have family here, but I have like you guys here.
Mhm.
And that's like my family in LA. It's like my
Right.
close friends. So I definitely do feel at home in LA. I'm always going to be a Kentucky girl, a country girl. Like I don't think that that's ever going to leave me,
Yeah.
but I enjoy LA a lot.
When you land in Kentucky, do you feel home?
I feel home there too.
Wow.
Sometimes I get like really bored because like we live so far out in the country. So like the Wi-Fi only works like half the time.
Oh, no.
And then I'm like, how did I live like this for so long? So there is a lot that's changed, but also even technology's changed a lot since I've lived in LA.
Yeah,
you know
we were,
what I
like
mean?
playing the snake game
Yeah,
back when
exactly.
like Utah, that's what I was doing.
I had a Facebook maybe.
Oh yeah, like a MySpace. I
Yeah.
remember thinking, and you could put like your top 8 best friends.
Yes. God, if I had that now, can you imagine how all my friends would be acting if I had to pick my top 8?
Oh no, you could only have you could only pick family.
God.
It would be horrendous. Who would your top 8 be?
Oh, I'm not even doing that.
Please.
Right away. Brittany's like, can you imagine if I had to do my top 8 bear trays? That would be crazy. And Lala's like, oh no, you can't do that. You have to have your family. Who would your top 8 be? She just said, can you imagine having to do that? She doesn't want to have to do it. And you were like, yeah, don't do it. And then you're like, go do it.
Absolutely not.
Just for today.
No, I already go through it enough on the Valley. I can't even.
Mine would be you, Sheena.
Lauren, why you always lying? Why you fucking lying?
Janet, my mom.
Janet, we gotta talk, Janet. Yesterday, Lauren said on her podcast when we covered it that you need to keep doing exactly what you're doing. Janet, she's trying to make you the new enemy because it takes heat off herself. She's like, Janet's doing everything perfectly. No notes. Hashtag no notes. Lean in. Do more. She's not your friend, Janet. She's not your friend. She's not your friend. Or, you know what would be perfect? Janet and Lauren head to head going after each other, taking each other down to Johnny Town. Then I might be there for Lauren joining the Valley. Head to head, those two. I'd be there for that. I might be there for that.
Easton, Logan, Leo, and then I need a filler.
Who's Leo?
So that person could always be swapped in and out. That's the one that would change. Like every
you
time.
would be on my top 8 too.
All right,
I mean, I
good.
guess I could say who they are as long as I didn't have.
You'd be on my top 8. No, she wouldn't, Brittany. No, she wouldn't. Lauren should not be on anyone's top 8.
to do like an order. The order is what
No, there's
gets
no.
you.
No. There's
The
no
order
order.
is what gets
Top
you
8 is
messed
top
up.
8.
Oh gosh. Okay.
You drop your mom in there.
Not fan it, Stacey.
Top 8. If I'm just doing like friends, it would be you,
Janet.
Kristen, Zach, Janet, Kara.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh. Am I missing people?
Michelle.
And then, oh gosh. See,
Sheener.
it's hard because I have
Sheener.
so many good friends back home too.
I think they top the rest of them all.
Yeah. And so it'd be like Lindy and Marianne.
Love it. So no Nia.
And I didn't say Sheena either. They're all.
All right,
they're all,
she's spoken.
No. I love Sheena. I love Nia. I got so.
Lauren wants to get her in trouble so bad. She wants to get her in trouble. Oh, Lauren. Yeah, she didn't say Sheena. Uh-oh. Yeah, it would be Lauren's if her MySpace top 8 was probably changing every hour, every day until she unfollows you, unfriends you. She plays that childish game where she's like, I want my followers to be at like 102. That's the number. Don't get popped. And you're like, huh? Just follow your friends. No.
got so many close friends back home too.
I know. That's why the top 8 was hard.
Yeah, the top 8 is hard, but
Yeah.
all those people would be on it getting changed in and out. Let me just say that. So I
Right,
don't get in
Jen?
trouble.
Exactly.
See, I keep such a small circle, so like mine's easy. I got a phone call from
Girl, not by choice. Not by choice, girl. Not by choice. You keep screwing people over.
someone the other day wanting to know about my friends. I'll just leave it at that. You know the call that I'm talking about. And I was like, you guys know.
Wait, is she talking about like paparazzi type blogger people calling her? Lala's always trying to be messy at someone else's expense.
Top 8 was hard.
Yeah, the top 8 is hard, but
Yeah.
all those people would be on it getting changed in and out. Let me just say that. So
Yeah.
I don't get in trouble.
See, I keep such a small circle, so like mine's easy. I got a phone call from someone the other day wanting to know about my friends. I'll just leave it at that. You know the call that I'm talking about. And I was like, you guys know who my friends are. You know who my friends are.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care with anybody. People
Yeah.
make me nervous.
Yeah.
You know this. Call Sheena.
Yeah, it's
Sheena's
hard.
got the Rolodex.
It's hard to like trust people, I guess, you know.
Yeah, you think?
Mhm.
That's why you got to be around people who have a lot.
Who's she talking about? What's she talking about? She ain't talking about nothing. What's she talking about? She ain't talking about nothing. Are you talking about producers calling you? Are you talking about bloggers, paparazzi, publications calling you, asking about your friends? And then immediately throw Sheena under the call Sheena. She's busy about it. It's all she cares about. If you pay attention to Lauren and the way she talks, she always throws Sheena under the bus. Sheena's always the one. Oh, Sheena's going to get upset. Oh, Sheena's really into that. Oh, Sheena pays attention to that. She loves throwing Sheena under the bus or projecting what she really does onto Sheena. And even if it's true that Sheena does do that, Lala's trying to be like, I don't even think about that stuff. I don't even do that stuff. That's just Sheena. Ugh, Sheena thinks, Sheena's in everyone's business. Sheena knows everybody. I don't talk to anyone. I don't pay attention. That's Sheena. She lives for this shit. That's how it always feels. And I wish Sheena would pick up on this. But she doesn't. Kelly, thank you so much for the first super chat of the live. I appreciate that so very much. Thank you, Kelly Sandy Bird. You're always so gracious and so generous and so kind. Yeah, Lala wants to be the number one girl in the group. Here, let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Have a lot to lose as well.
Yeah.
Luckily, Rolodex.
It's hard to like
You know who my friends
Oh,
are.
yeah.
Like, I don't care with anybody. People
Yeah.
make me nervous.
Yeah.
You know this.
People make you nervous.
It's called Sheena.
Yeah, it's
Sheena's
hard.
got the Rolodex.
It's hard to like trust people, I guess, you know.
Yeah, you think?
Mhm.
That's why you got to be around people who have a lot to lose as well.
Yeah.
What? You got to be around people who have a lot to lose as well, huh? What is this lady talking about? Okay, now we're on an ad, so we got to fast forward through the ad. That's a lot of ads. Yeah, get your money, girl.
Mission of payment file. Fees apply at out-of-network ATMs. Bank ranking and number of ATMs according to U.S. News and World Report 2023. Chime checking account required.
Kyle S. Boyd, besides his delayed speech, cruises, were there any other indicators of autism for Cruz?
Well, obviously the delayed speech was like the first thing that we started noticing, and then his stimming. So he
Okay.
would, do stimming here and there. He walked on his tippy toes a lot when he was younger, and that could be an early sign of autism.
Okay.
And just things like that, really. And then he started not looking at people.
Okay.
Like the eye contact was a big thing. Like he looks at me, he always has,
Right.
but like friends would come over or something and they would talk to him and he just would not look up.
Okay.
So those were some of like the early signs that I had.
How is he with touching? Does he like to be
He loves getting tickled and stuff.
okay?
Some days
Was
it's-
that ever an indicator or not for Cruzy?
Not too bad for Cruzy. I
Okay.
know that is for a lot of kids on the spectrum, but not
Yeah.
too bad for Cruzy. Maybe with other people, but he's super loving with me. So like I don't notice it that much.
Right.
You know what I mean? And anytime like Kristen or one of you guys comes over, like he lets you like
Yeah.
tickle him and
Yeah.
stuff. But he also might need a space a little bit. But it wasn't one of the things that was like an early indicator for
Okay,
me.
so
you know?
you would say your top were the delayed speech,
Yes.
and then the tippy toes and eye contact.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Those were and stimming. Like sometimes he likes to like not bite his palm, but like push his palm of his hand really hard onto his like mouth, and he goes like ooh like that.
Yeah.
And that's something that he does. He used to flap some, but he's like kind of stopped that completely.
Wow.
So OT is really, but he's not stemming near as much as he used to.
And-
OT is really helping him.
Does he stem when he's excited,
Yes.
overwhelmed, all of it?
All of it. So a lot of people think like if he's stemming that he might just be like completely overwhelmed, which it could be, but sometimes he's like really happy and like just like really into something, and he just doesn't know how to get it out, so he just stims a little bit different, and I just stim with him.
I love
Lala isn't listening because they're Lala saying stemming and Brittany saying stimming, and it is easy to get those two things confused. It's one letter, but they are very different. So this is the point where I wish Lala had like a better understanding. So since Lala is not going to do it, the definition, for those that don't know, stimming is short for self-stimulation, refers to repetitive movements, sounds, or actions that individuals, including those with autism, also those who are neurodivergent, use to self-soothe, regulate their senses, or cope with their emotions. These behaviors are often seen as a way to manage sensory overload, regulate emotions, or simply as a source of pleasure. So that's stimming with an I. Now, stemming is a linguistic process in NLP and information retrieval that reduces a word to its root or base form by removing prefixes and suffixes. So that's a lot, but it aims to simplify text by grouping different forms of words like running, runs, and ran under their common root run. While stemming can be helpful for tasks that like information retrieval and text analysis, it's important to note that it doesn't always produce valid dictionary correct base forms. For example, stemming, jumpiness might result in jumpy, Jumpi, which isn't a real English word. Okay, let me look something up real quick. And then, so she's saying stemming, which it's, and I know I've done the same thing before, I just wish Lala would. But stimming is what Brittany's talking about, which is the self-stimulatory behaviors. It's a common phenomenon in individuals with ADHD, often used to regulate emotions, manage sensory input, and focus attention, and also autism. But Lala's not even listening, and she didn't educate herself in it. So she's just like, okay. And again, like you guys talked about yesterday, it's like the Googles. We just did a Googles. You could Google it real quick. So that's what Brittany's talking about with the stimming. And you would think Lala would want, not a performative understanding of it when the podcast is on, but an overall understanding of it, because you spend a lot of time with Brittany and she's allegedly in your top 8 and your children are friends. And so you can explain this to Ocean, so that they understand Cruzy better too. But it's Lala, so we're getting real surface, bitches.
Love that. Yeah. How freaking cute is that?
Because I don't want him to feel like he's out of place.
Perfect.
Like,
Yeah.
if we're like in line somewhere and he starts like, getting excited, then I'm going to get excited too. If he wants to spin in circles, then I'm going to spin in circles too.
You're such a fucking good mom. I
don't
adore
want him
you,
to feel
Brittany.
I do like this answer from Brittany. I mean, how validating would that be as a neurodivergent kid or an autistic kid to have your mom, instead of like knock that off or try to kind of hide it or be embarrassed, but do the stimming with you, and support you in that. That would be much more. I mean, I think that is like, I like this answer from Brittany.
So
Totally.
he just did a little bit different, and I just stim with him.
I love that.
Yeah. He's like,
Is excited,
Yes.
overwhelmed, all of it.
all of it. So a lot of people think like if he's stimming that he might just be like completely overwhelmed, which it could be, but sometimes he's like really happy and like just like really into something, and he just doesn't know how to get it out, so he just stims a little bit different, and I just stim with him.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, I would appreciate that so much, rather than being looked at as like I'm weird or being judged about it, but having your friend or your family support you and do it with you and kind of mirror what you're doing. I think that would be so much healthier than trying to shut it down or any kind of judgment. So I like this from Brittany.
Yeah. How freaking cute is that?
Because I don't want him to feel like he's out of place. Like, if we're like in line somewhere and he starts like, getting excited, then I'm going to get excited too. If he wants to spin in circles, then I'm going to spin in circles too.
You're such a fucking good mom. I
don't
adore
want him
you,
to
Brittany.
feel out of place.
I loved on Halloween, you sent everybody, I think it was on Instagram, something about like if you see a kid who's older than you would usually see trick or treating, like
Don't immediately go to like the worst thoughts that
Okay, we're gonna get to that. I'm like very impressed by Brittany with that. I think that's really beautiful that she's doing that for her son, and she's learning so much about her son, and she's being so supportive and removing the judgment. That's like, it's giving me chills. I don't know if it's my allergies or what, but I'm getting a little like, that's beautiful. I love that, Brittany. Great job. Great fucking job.
Something about like if you see a kid who's older than you would usually see trick-or-treating, like
don't immediately go to like the worst thoughts that he shouldn't be trick-or-treating. It could be somebody on the spectrum. It could be somebody who is still a kid at heart, very much wanting to enjoy all that stuff. Or it was also about like, if a kid isn't saying thank you on Halloween, like maybe they're nonverbal. Like it doesn't always mean that somebody's being rude.
Right.
So like anytime we were trick-or-treating, I was saying thank you. And like, I could tell like a lot of times they were wanting like Cruz to say it.
Right.
And I was like, thank you, you know, and I made it like very obvious. Like, I'm saying thank you for him.
Oh.
But a lot of people think that that could mean that a kid's rude whenever it's not true.
Right.
You know, so I was just trying to make people aware.
That.
Yeah.
Because you do think, I saw kids on the playground yesterday. I took Ocean and they were like jumping all over the place, and they seemed much older than kids who would play on a playground.
Yeah.
And I immediately went to that and I'm like, I'm not going to say anything because I don't know. So I just politely said, hey guys, can we allow, you know, Ocean to come through? Because I immediately went to what you said.
Yeah, it's true. And there are kids who maybe are doing different things.
I think they were little assholes.
Yeah, but you have to like give people grace because you never know. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Notice how Lala's so quick to judge. Despite being so close friends with Brittany and their children being such close friends, Lala's quick to be the Karen of the playground. I was going to call. And this is another great point. This is why I think Brittany, you know, having the platform she has and having these conversations, that was a really important conversation right there. Is just the trick-or-treating conversation about there are certain kids, you know, that are going to come up to your house, and instead of having this judgment because someone doesn't react the way you think they should react from our normal societal conditioned social cues, instead of having ultimate judgment, having more understanding. Just like if you see an older child trick-or-treating, I'm like, get it. I trick-or-treated until like 9th grade. You know, trick-or-treating, I want to trick-or-treat now. I love passing out candy on Halloween. And there are, you know, I've come into situations, especially since we moved into our house that we have now, because before then we lived in apartments or houses that there wasn't any kids trick-or-treating. And we live in a neighborhood now where kids still come to the door, and I love it. And when my mom was here with me, we're passing out candy, there were moms that I could tell felt like they had to make excuses or would say, well, he's autistic or something, you know, because I think there is so much judgment, like, don't say thank you, rude kids. Instead of just understanding that maybe that child isn't able to communicate that the same way that you think they should without the judgment. So I think that's a really important point too. Brittany, you're killing it. You are killing it, girl. You should be really proud of yourself. And have like especially less judgment towards kids, bro. Oh God, reserve the judgment for the adults. Less judgment towards let kids be kids. You don't know their story. But right away, Lala's like, and I was at the playground, and I was like, girl, you want to get popped? There were these kids. They were little assholes. You want to get Lauren, let the kids play. Your kids don't own the playground. Other kids can go to the playground. Why don't you just put your own little playground in your backyard? Can you imagine Lauren there trying to fight little kids? She's like, are you looking at my... I can just see her trying to throw down on a 12-year-old. Gosh, right? We trick-or-treated in the 10th grade. I remember trick-or-treating in 9th grade. I don't know if I did in 10th grade. Who knows? Trick-or-treating was the shit. It was so fun. People give you candy. Yeah, there was that scary stuff. Someone was always like, oh, there's going to be a knife in your... You're like, what? Make sure there's no razor blades. I mean, did that happen? Or was that just an urban legend or old wives' tale or something? It was always like, check your candy. I mean, I know you do have to, you know, be careful. But like back in the 80s and 90s, like, dude, put razor blades in your candy. What? In my Snickers? Razor blades? Oh my gosh. Kimber says I can absolutely imagine blah blah fighting us. Right? You're like, I'm from the mean streets of Salt Lake City, boo-boo. Boo-boo. Don't make me catch a case. You get off that slide. That's ocean slide. You'd be like, ma'am, calm down, ma'am. Oh my gosh, Lauren. But Brittany, I'm really loving having Brittany, even though I don't love that Lala's, when she asked the questions, I'm just like, but I love Brittany's answer and her compassion and understanding and acceptance of her son.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
All right, let's keep going. Lala's like, you on that slide? You on that slide, little hoe? You better get off. Like, oh my God.
Into that, and I'm like, I'm not going to say anything because I don't know. So I just politely said, hey guys, can we allow,
Yeah.
Ocean to come through? Because I immediately went to what you said.
Yeah, it's true. And there are kids who maybe are doing different things.
I think they were little assholes.
Yeah, but you have to like give people grace because you never know. You know what I mean?
Yes. They ended up being little
I was
assholes.
gonna say that
but
could have been
it's
a different situation, but at least you knew to like think about it first.
Because of you.
Yeah, that's
So
great.
you've taught me.
Thanks.
Can't Decode 04. Who from the cast do you think will surprise viewers the most in the second half of the season?
Is it weird if I say myself?
No.
There's still a lot to come.
No, I don't think it's weird to say yourself at all. You've had the most going on this season.
Yeah, there's still a lot more to come, and I think that's what's going to shock everybody. Is like, how can there be more?
There is a lot.
know?
It's like never ending.
Yeah.
Can I tell you who surprised me? Dodie. And we weren't getting along at this point in time. Like when I had watched.
Oh yeah, Dodie does it.
And I was
never
like,
call her Dodie, so
I only call her Dodie.
I
Now. I
know.
don't know why.
No, but Kristen does absolutely amazing as well.
I was like,
Yeah.
who is this person?
Yeah, she's like grown up. She's ready to be a mama. I'm so excited for her.
Calm, makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't like you. Why do I like you
I
when I'm
think-
watching this show?
I think even
I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what'd you say? I don't like you. Didn't you say you just kissed her ass and made up with her? Remember her weird feud she had with Kristen Doute because of something Kristen Doute did or didn't say or didn't have her back at the Zach Peter live taping that I was at on the panel that Zach was hosting and I was helping him host. And we were talking to Gigi, Reza, and Kristen. And Gigi, she does not got time for Lala, and I'm here for it. And because Lala felt she never back or laughed at, I don't know. Lala made this huge feud because that's what she does. She just makes problems for everybody. And then she's like, you're dead to me, bitch. But now that the Valley's killing it, Kristen's in her comeback era. Now she's like, I've been reaching out to Kristen. But then we hear her say, and I don't even like you. And notice how to give a compliment, she's got to tear you down first. And be like, who is this Kristen? She's like, making sense, doing stuff. Let's listen to that again. Lala.
Dodie does it for.
And I call her Doty.
There is a lot.
know?
It's like never ending.
Yeah.
Can I tell you who surprised me? Dodie. And we weren't getting along at this point in time. Like when I had watched.
Oh yeah,
hype
Dodie
man.
does it.
And I was
never
like,
call her Dodie, so
I only call her Dodie. Now. I don't know why.
No, but Kristen does absolutely amazing as well.
I was like,
Yeah.
who is this person?
Yeah, she's like grown up. She's ready to be a mama. I'm so excited for her.
Calm, makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't like you. Why do I like you
I
when I'm
think-
watching this show?
I think even Alex
There's no reason for Lala not to like Kristen. She creates this stupid, shitty drama with everyone she knows. Kristen has been nothing but nice to her since they became friends. Obviously started off turbulent, but then became friends. But now, like you guys are saying, now that Kristen is a fan favorite, she's killing it on the Valley. And now Lala's coming around. Isn't that interesting? I wonder if Lala would have had the same reaction and come around if Kristen wasn't killing it on the Valley. But notice how the Freudian slips are real. I don't even like her. Why do I like her on the show? Because you want to be on the show, ma'am. Because you're an opportunist and you're a climber. The worst kind of people in LA are the Lala types. I've met so many of them. They're disgusting. They'll never be your real friend. They only ride with you when you're on top. And when you're succeeding, they want to pull you down. Jealous, jealous, jealous. Ugh, yuck. No Sankey. Makes it all about them. Stab you in the back. Talk behind your back. Gross. Yuck. Ugh. I don't know if you guys can notice, but I don't like it.
Alex Baskin said me and Kristen were like the two that he thought like the most people would be surprised
Yes.
about. Yeah.
I fully agree with that.
So I agree with that too. Like Kristen does incredible.
Yeah. Like you both. Well, I love you both.
I just think I have a lot of things that people are going to be shocked that it still has to happen.
You just said you don't love Kristen. And then within transition, like a couple of fast forward 2 minutes later, well, I love you both. Do you love them both because you're on the show that's popular that you want to be on and you need a paycheck? And you know that having Brittany on your podcast is going to like triple, quadruple your views than just you and White Boy Dreads talking about stuff you know nothing about? Or do you love Brittany because you love Brittany?
That's why I say myself, you know.
I can't believe you keep a smile on your face, to be honest. That's when I
If I don't laugh, I'll cry. So
Yeah,
I just gotta.
Care Bear, that is a great point. Lala just told us on the after show that she didn't watch this show. Remember, she had to give, she's on the after show giving her opinion, and she's like, I don't even watch it. I don't even care. And we're like, why do you want to be on the after show then, or even be on the show if you don't watch it? And now she's admitting that she does watch it. And then she has a podcast where she watches Bravo television shows and talks about it, but she doesn't watch this one because, of course, she can't watch anything where her friends are succeeding. Do you see the pattern here? Ariana's on Love Island. I don't watch it. Ariana's in the Macy's Day. I never heard of it. Was that a parade? What's going on? Anytime one of her friends has a successful thing going on, she's never there. She doesn't watch it. She's never heard of it. It's so, why would anyone want to be friends with this chick? She sucks. Like, she literally sucks. And she's not getting any better. And it's just like constant contradiction, constant lies. I don't watch that. I was watching it and I'm watching it and I'm like, oh my God, I hate this chick. Why do I like her on the show? But you told us you don't watch the show, but you want to be on the show, but you don't want to be on the show. I can't, my head is spinning. I can't keep up with her.
I just gotta stay happy and positive.
No, there were some scenes that I watched and you would be like, you will never believe this. Listen to what you just said. I'm like, I would be losing my mind.
Yeah.
No, you're a bad bitch. Beauty0785. The best piece of advice you would give someone who is on the verge of divorce.
Oh gosh. Like to try not to get a divorce, or to
like when someone is on the verge of divorce, what piece of advice would you give them?
Pick
Don't
a lane.
do it. Kick back and wait. Like, start getting your ducks in a row.
you gotta do whatever feels right to you. Trust your gut. Women have intuition like crazy. And I think whenever it's time, obviously try, if it's nothing that's like abusive,
yeah.
Try, because you did make vows to each other. But once it comes to a certain point and you have to move on, just do what you got to do for yourself.
That's how I feel.
Strong and take care of yourself first for once, because we always put the other person, I feel like I didn't take care of myself. I was always taking care of other people, so that whenever I finally had that switch, I was like, oh gosh, I got to get out of here.
Well, it was wild for you because you were so back and forth. And then just one day you were like, I'm doing it.
Yep.
There's nothing that anyone can say. There's not one night of sleep that I may wake up and say I'm changing.
Yeah, that's how it works. That's how it works. You get to your breaking point. You get to the point where you feel strong enough or ready to leave. Jesus. Shay says, why is her podcast setup similar to Katie and Dana's setup? Because she's a fan.
Changing my mind. You were like, I'm done.
Yeah.
She's a hater.
So that was your gut.
Yeah. Trust your gut.
You guys, can we talk about how...
No, we can't. We cannot. We can't talk about that. No, we're not talking about that. No, we're not talking about it. Okay.
Impacted by joy. The last thing...
Good point, NYC.
I want to ask you is, someone said that Cruz is a beautiful name. How did you pick that name for your son?
Oh man. I was visiting my mom in Kentucky and we were sitting out on the farm, and obviously I was pregnant and we did not find a boy's name for a while.
Boys' names are so hard. Oh my God.
Cruz's last name is Couchy.
Oh
so I wanted it, that's a hard name to match with.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I thought something with a C would sound good with it. Because, it starts with a C too. And I was looking at baby list names, which I was constantly doing. And Crew was on there, CREW.
Oh, cute.
And I was like, I like that. And then I was like, ooh, what about Cruz? And it just kind of came to me, I guess, because I saw Crew first.
Yeah.
And I just really liked the CRUZ. And then my mom had always loved the name Michael. And Michael is Jax's middle name, his uncle's name, his cousin's middle name. It runs in his side of the family.
Yeah.
And my mom has literally always said that Michael was her favorite boy's name. So then I was just like, ooh, Cruz Michael. Cruz Couchy. that sounds great together.
I
and
love
it just kind of
Michael Couchy.
It just kind of
that is such an unfortunate last name. No offense, all offense. Couchy? Jax should have to go by Jax Couchy now. Jaxtaylor's dead. Jax Couchy is alive. Couchy.
Clicked in that one day. And then I was like, I think this is his name.
Yeah.
So
didn't someone give the name up? Schwartzy.
Schwartz. Yeah.
Schwartz.
Lala, quick to throw her friends under the bus. Oh, Schwartzy. Yeah. Schwartz. Of course. Schwartz was drunk or something. And he told people the name.
See who's here. He's about to be on the pod.
Is he, Lala? Is he there? You still haven't apologized to Katie? You still got all that hate boner for Katie, but Schwartzy? Schwartz, who called you like a bootleg Kardashian and shit on your brand and shit on your lips, your looks, everything about you, your being a mother. He's your friend? But still, Katie Maloney, you got all the hate boners for? And you're having Schwartz on your podcast again? Just bang already, girl.
Go couchy.
It just kind of like clicked in like that one day. And then I was like, I think this is his name.
Yeah.
So
didn't someone give the name up? Schwartzy.
Schwartz. Yeah.
Schwartzy, who's here. He's about to be on the pod. For next
Oh, we're going to have to roast the shit out of that one because every time Schwartz is around, she infantilizes him. He's just like, oh, like he can do no wrong. He has said the grossest stuff about her and probably deep down, like really does not like her. But yet Katie's the villain. Okay, girl.
next week.
Poor thing. He felt so bad because, you know, Jax gave him.
Poor 80-year-old Schwartz. Poor thing. He just can't keep his mouth. He can't control it. He's just 95 years old and a drunk. He can't help himself, allegedly. They give this man so many passes. They're like, Schwartz, someone go help him wipe his ass, would you? Oh my God, poor Schwartz.
Gave him such a hard time about that.
And Jax is constantly spilling people's secrets on purpose.
I was sad because it was my first baby. And of course, we all wanted to like say the name whenever it happened. But he didn't. It was so innocent. He didn't mean to. He made us all moo-moos because, you know, that was his thing. Yeah. And it said mommy, daddy, and then cruising. And he posted it on a story. So people were like, oh, his name's Cruz, obviously.
You're like, God damn it.
I was like, oh, and I was so upset. But then he like sent me flowers. And
no, he was so apologetic.
He was so apologetic.
Do you remember when
deleting the name over and over? So like, yeah, some people knew it, but like everybody didn't know it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Not
So
everyone saw.
Yeah.
It's a great name. Do you remember when my ex posted Stassi and Bo's wedding?
Back to Randall. Can we ever forget about this man? Can we ever like wash away your sins of No Neck Randall? I don't want to think about him. And now I'm thinking about him. I don't want to think about him. Even in their breakup and how awful he allegedly is, which I know he's awful. You're still bringing him up. You're still trying to make Randall happen. Stop. Yuck. Gross. Yes. S.H. Boogs. Schwartz was vile to Katie. Vile. Horrible. But yet they keep propping up men who shit on women who were once their friends, women who should still be your friend. But Katie deserves better. But there's no reason for Lala to be hating Katie other than Lala is just a hater and hates women in general. You can't convince me that Lala isn't one of those women with so much internalized, you know, misogyny and competition that she hates women. You'll never convince me otherwise. I had hope for a minute, but not anymore. It's gone. It's dead.
Name over and over. So like, yeah, some people knew it, but like everybody didn't know it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Not
So it was
everyone
fine.
saw.
Yeah.
It's a great name. Do you remember when my ex posted Stassi and Bo's wedding invitation and like the password where it was? I was like, you dumbass.
Yes. Oh
You're
my
such
God.
a fucking stupid person.
Oh my God. What is wrong with these guys? Hilarious.
Anyway, I have a this or that game before we sign
let's
off.
do it.
Oh, yeah.
All right. The Valley brunch or a Sir dinner? When it comes to filming, would you rather film a brunch on the Valley or film a dinner with the Sir cast?
The Valley brunch.
Wow, I'm offended.
Well, they're all my good friends.
I'm your good friend, bitch.
Yeah, hey, you come on the Valley.
It's okay, Brittany. We know. We see you, Brittany. We see you. Brittany's like, well, they're all my good friends. I was like, I'm your good friend. Bitch, you're yesterday's news. You're nobody's good friend. Even Brittany knows it. Lala's still trying to make Sir and Vanderpump happen for her and her generation cast. It's not happening. It's over, babe. It's over, babe.
Valley or film a dinner with
I got to hear it again.
the Sir cast?
The Valley brunch.
Wow, I'm offended.
Well, they're all my good friends.
I'm your good friend, bitch.
Yeah, hey, you come on the Valley, so you're included in that.
Filming with exes or filming hungover, which is worse?
Oh gosh, probably going to be filming with exes now, even though filming hungover is terrible.
So fucking
It
worse.
is so bad, but like I can't imagine. Like you'll see throughout the season, like it's not easy filming with Jax.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the rest.
Yeah.
Would you rather have
Did you catch that, Kara? She can't wait to see the rest, even though she doesn't watch the show, according to the after show, but she can't wait to see the rest.
Jesse as a husband
Pick a lane, lady.
forever or Jax as a best friend for a day?
Jax is a best friend for a day.
Okay. Easy choice. Reality TV reunion or real life confrontation? Which would you pick?
Oh Lord, I hate them both. I don't like confrontation.
No, you hate it.
Yeah, I hate it. Yeah, it happens.
But once you get going, it's like, whoa.
Once I get going, I will stick up for myself, but I hate it. I think a reunion maybe because everybody, it's almost like a therapy session where you're able to get things out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
And it still is real life too.
It's real life, but you feel like you all know the drill.
Exactly.
We all know why we're here.
Yeah, my stunner.
Kristen as a roommate or Janet as a neighbor?
I mean, I would do either one of those if it came down to it, honestly.
Easy, right?
But I don't want a roommate.
Why is that like a hard question? If Kristen and Janet are both your besties, why would they both be awful? Why is that like, oh, this or that, like a bad addition? Like, oh, you want to live with Kristen or live next to Janet? I thought that's in your top 8. These questions, it is just the height of hypocrisy that Lauren gets mad at her friends when they're doing like a taping or podcast, like she did with Kristen, when these kind of like messy subjects come up. But yet she's doing it on purpose on her podcast to her alleged top 8 friends.
Okay.
It doesn't matter who it is. I don't want to live with anybody anymore. You know,
You mean you don't want to live with your mom and your brother?
You got your great thing going on. I just don't want to have a roommate. You know,
I get it.
Doesn't matter who it is.
You want that big old house to yourself.
Yeah.
Last one. Would you rather have Andy Cohen as your wingman or Andy Cohen as your therapist?
Neither.
Andy Cohen as my therapist, probably.
First of all, not a good therapist because he makes excuses for problematic men. And second of all, not your wingman because he's going to try to F your dude. So no, neither.
I was going to say the same thing.
Because even at like different reunions I've done over the years, he always seems to kind of be our therapist.
He's excellent.
Yeah,
right?
he's great.
The man.
Stop kissing his ass, Lauren. You're trying to get your job back a little too hard, girl. Calm it down. He's excellent. He's so great, that Andy Cohen. He's so good.
I was going to say the same thing.
Because even at like different reunions I've done over the years, he always seems to kind of be our therapist.
He's excellent.
Yeah,
right?
he's great.
The man hosts Kardashian reunions.
Yeah, like he's good at his job.
I would much rather have him as a therapist than a wingman
Same.
because chances are the man is going to switch teams and end up fucking Andy and not me. I don't like that at all.
Exactly. I'm not competing with Andy.
Thank you for staying for a Q&A for the bonus. You guys, thank you for listening to another bonus episode of the
Not worth it. Not worth it. Michelle Mybell, exactly. Michelle Mybell says, I could have come up with better questions. Anybody could have, but definitely you could have. Oh my gosh. We're sporting a look. Brian says, more questions from Lala. 1, situational awareness or white boy dreads? 2, duct tape or Band-Aids? 3, Applebee's or Chili's? Oh God. Oh God. Oh my gosh. I don't know how we got through that. That was only 25 minutes and that was hell. I don't know what we'd do if we couldn't like roast it or make fun of it. I don't even know, you guys. Oh my gosh. Let me jump in the chat and see what you guys are saying after all of that. Bonnie says, Lala repeatedly pitting beer cheese against other women. That's what Lala does best. Which is baffling that she's such a hater. You can tense. You can feel her tension. You can feel how she feels about Nia and the judgment she has for Nia and being in pageants and the competitive nature of that. And you see that if you watch the after show. But yet she's constantly pitting herself against other women and trying to pit women against each other. The projection is real. Amberlina says, who is a fan of Lala? I just don't get it. She has fans out there. I see people on social media like, I love you, girl. I love you. Could be bots. Every time I go to hype my husband, Chell, I'm like, Chell, people are saying this on that or whatever. Chell's like, it's bots. It's bots. So now I'm just blaming everything on bots. Everything that doesn't make sense, it's bots. It's probably bots. Not paid by anyone says, if bringing up no neck was a drinking game, we'd be hammered. I would have relapsed a million times listening to that. Says my IQ went down to 5 points. Dana Marie says, has anyone noticed how thick Brittany's accent has become since her first season? She could just be letting it all hang out. Because I know when I first moved to LA, I really tried to hide my Minnesota accent. And when I moved to Arizona, I tried to too. And now as I get older, I want to lean into it because I don't give a shit. I am not hiding who I really am. Janine says, I could never listen to this without your commentary. Thank you, Janine. I could never listen to this without you guys here with me. Yeah, she is. She's like one of those toxic alleged like alpha males, you know, the men that are talking about being alphas. She wants to be like an alpha female. It's weird. It's weird. Susie Q says, who selected the questions? The conversation could have been so much better. Well, allegedly, she said fans did. I think White Boy Dreads probably did. Michelle, that's a better answer. I think she got them from ChatGPT. I think that's correct. Oh my gosh. All right. Let me see what else we got. I was going to go into another interview with Brittany, but honestly, like, no offense, all offense to Brittany, I don't know if I can handle another interview. I don't know if I have it in me after all of that. Lala has exhausted me between that and my allergies. I'm just like, I don't think I can do it. So, hey Cordelia, what's going on? All right, let's see what else we got going on here. Okay, this was something that I saw and was interested about. Sheena, like, LVP has given Sheena some serious PTSD. Allegedly. Okay, reality blurb. Also, is there a new book that Sheena's coming out with? Did her other book ever come out? What's going on with a book? Because I saw on her podcast that she had a book back there. Is there a book? I guess I could Google it. I just don't want to. But I thought maybe there was a new book coming out that was going to expose LVP. I don't know. Oh my God, my eyes. Producer Cordelia is like, hi, baby. Hi, long hair, beautiful cat. Okay, let me share this screen here. Ooh, I might have to turn off my camera, you guys. I am looking rough rider. Oh, OMG. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Here we go. Reality blurb says Sheena Shea is revealing that Lisa, Lisa Vanderpump's calls trigger a trauma response as she recalls their recent convo and shares her most difficult pump rules moment. Okay. Triggers a trauma response. Oh, Jesus. That is some serious shit right there. All right. Let's see if we can find this story. Sheena Shea is all over it. She's talking about, the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. She's talking about Lisa Vanderpump. She's talking about the Valley. She is everywhere you don't necessarily want her to be. Okay. Let's see if we can find this here. Was this yesterday? I don't even know what day that this all happened. More news. Lauren Manzo. Oh my gosh, she's so skinny. I got to get some of that Ozempic or whatever. Maybe she doesn't have Ozempic, but let's see. Nia addresses claims of being fake and hiding. Okay, that was today. And this must have been it was yesterday. This is yesterday's news, but I'm here for yesterday's news. Sheena. Okay, here we go. Sheena Shea reveals Lisa Vanderpump's calls trigger a trauma response. So maybe Lala was talking about Lisa Vanderpump calling her for information on the friends. I don't know. Sheena Shea has a trauma response when she receives calls from her former boss and Vanderpump Rules co-star Lisa Vanderpump. Following some public back and forth, Sheena, now 40, she's entered the 40s, admitted to being triggered by Lisa Vanderpump, 64. I can't believe Tom Sandoval is older than Lisa Vanderpump. Crazy. And Jax, whom she accused of calling her only when she needs something. We remember that when Sheena was like, she only calls me when she needs something. As she also looked back on the hardest moment she filmed for Vanderpump Rules. I literally have a trauma response when she calls me, Sheena said on the May 16th episode of Shenanigans via Us Weekly. It's always something. It was always like what I did wrong or what I do for her. The last time she called me, it was a question about Marciano and Demi, nothing about me or anything like that. According to Sheena, Lisa last called her with questions about the cast of Vanderpump Villa. However, she wasn't receptive to Lisa's questions because she didn't feel that she owed her a thing. She was just like, I need you to tell me exactly what happened. And I'm like, I don't owe you anything. Oh, damn. Sheena is sticking up to LVP. But also, if you're thinking this about my friends, I'm going to tell you the truth because I don't want my friends getting in trouble for something that's not true. Now you're caring about your friends. Where was this energy for season 11 of VPR, girl? But okay. During another podcast, Bravo, effing Bravo with Kate Chastain via Bravo's The Daily Dish, Sheena, did anyone watch that? I know that's like a new show with Kate. Let me know in the comments or the chat if you liked it. Sheena shared that while she went through a lot of hard moments on Pump Rules, her season 10 drama with Tom Sandoval, 97, was the toughest of all. Having to just really take a side, tell him how I felt, and no amount of tears. I was like, I'm not going to let any of this get to me, Sheena shared, reflecting on Tom's affair with Rachel. Oh, Sheena. Having to just really take a side. Yeah, Ariana, that's the side. You take the side of your girlfriend. That's like basic common fucking knowledge. That's girl code 101. How can these ladies be in their 40s? And like, I just had to decide, whose side are you going to take? Tom Sandoval, the lying, cheating piece of shit who doesn't even really like you or call you or care about you, but once might have given you a couple G's? Or your friend Ariana, who had your back and loves you? That's a hard one, but I guess we're still pondering that. So having to just really take a side, tell him how I felt, and no amount of tears. I was like, I'm not going to let any of this get to me, Sheena shared, reflected on Tom's affair with Rachel Raquel Leviss, because Sheena was so close to Ariana Madix, 39. It was hard for her to be stuck in between the two. You are never stuck in between a situation. When your girlfriend gets cheated on, you head on over to your girl's side, labias together, uteri unite. This is easy peasy, beautiful cover girl. You're never stuck in the middle. You put yourself in the middle. You always side with your girlfriend, especially when your girlfriend gets cheated on. How is this still a freaking thing that you don't get? Ugh, get out of here. So she's like, it was hard for her to be stuck in between the two, especially since Ariana was her best friend for 15 years. Yeah, what's difficult? Ariana rules, Sandoval drools. I'm not even friends with Ariana, and I know that. The rest of us are more supportive of her, and we're not even real life friends with her, but you are. Ugh. Sandoval and I have been friends for 14 years. No, you haven't. You're acquaintances. You work together. He might have given you money once or twice. He doesn't like you. Just like Schwartz, he talks shit about you. He doesn't like women. He likes to have sex with women, but he doesn't like women. You know who does like women? Ariana, your friend of 15 years. Ugh. We opened up Villa Blanca together. Who cares? That restaurant's dead, and so is your friendship. I met him way before Ariana. Way before? You just said your friendship, your best friend for 15 years, and Sandoval, you've been friends for 14 years. Which number's bigger, Sheena? 14 or 15? I'm a math dummy, by the way. So that's me as someone who sucks at math, even knowing that. But the math ain't math in here. Literally, let me share this article so you guys can see what I'm reading from, not just making this shit up. Or am I? Or am I? Oh, God, I can't with these people. Oh, you silly ghosts. So here you can see in this article, shout out to Reality Blurb, realityblurb.com. Sheena is saying that it was hard for her to be stuck in between the two, especially since Ariana was her best friend for 15 years. Sandoval and I have been friends for 14 years. Okay. We opened up Villa Blanca together back in 2009. I met him before Ariana. Okay, but you said you've only been friends with Sandoval for 14 years and Ariana, that's more. This makes sense why she's good friends with Demi from The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Like Bonnie saying, Sheena called Demi a girl's girl. Oh, okay. She tried to get her friends fired off the show so she could get more money with her loser old husband. Okay. So, according to Sheena, her association with Sandoval led to personal hardships. I remember we were doing the red carpet and no one wanted to be in the photo, she revealed. Yeah, and you shouldn't, and you don't have to. And he put his arm around me. We remember that. You were out in Lake Tahoe, I think, at Lisa's new. It was a fan, right? That took a picture when they were in Tahoe filming. He put his arm around me and he pulled me And he was just like, no, you're up. Oh, this is back in the day. And then she stood next to him. Okay, well, great. So someone can do one nice thing for you in your life, and that's great. But you should be able to separate from the fact that he's a total douchebag that effed over your friend. And not only effed over your friend, that's just like the smallest part of it. Continued to speak horribly of her and try to blame her for his offenses and his crimes. Tried to shit on her more in the public, on the show, and in her friend group. Is literally, Tom Sandoval is still allegedly living in that house. He's squatting in their home. Ariana has a new home in Hollywood, and they can't sell that one because, you know, Sandoval's squatting in it with his weird new girlfriend. But here we are. Oh my gosh. So you think that would be enough for you to go, don't really like him like that. And you've had all this time to think about it, and you still don't get it. Ugh. Also, during her interview with Kate, Sheena said her new book, oh, so this is a new book, My Good Side, is all about me. I guess I'm just going to finally have to Google this shit. My Good Side, Sheena Shea. Is it out? My Good Side. It's an intimate memoir from Vanderpumprules star Sheena Shea, delving into everything from the origin story of the iconic show to her struggles with fertility and pregnancy loss and behind-the-scenes moments that were left out on the cutting room floor. Well, is it available? Is it for sale? Let me see. Let me check. Oh, it comes out July 22nd. Okay, so she's just pre-promoting. Got it. It's my story, and I feel like I'm finally taking the narrative into my own hands. Well, I don't want to read it if this is the insight, which is 0, that you've gained with all this time since Vanderpump Rules season 11. Ay. Which honestly, I'm quite terrified because there's a lot of things I've never spoken about that are in this book, she said. There are a lot of people who are going to be named in the book. Okay. There will be people who I'm sure are upset about some things that are said about them in the book, but it's my truth. She's a Vanderpump truther. It's my truth. Okay, girl. Let us know if you like it, Dana Marie. Let us know. My Good Side. Oh, goodness. Yeah, she said she knew Ariana prior to Tom repeatedly. Who knows? But between Sheena and Lala, it's like you get different stories. The stories change depending on their opportunities on reality TV and such. Yeah, when she joined, thank you. Not paid by anyone. I was confused for a second. I was like, with that arm around. Will you read it? Oh, Candy, that's a big ask. I don't know if I can. Maybe I could audiobook it. I wonder if she probably does the audio. Oh, good God. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I'll talk to my therapist and see if it's something that's in my wheelhouse. If I have the room for. I don't know. Brian Scott Patterson says, and in other news, Brock just wrote a coloring book requiring one color. Brian, you're killing me, Smalls. Oh my God. All right, you guys, my eyes are literally watering and so itchy. I wish I could stay here longer with you guys, but I must go put eye drops in and I don't know, rinse my face or something. But you're all beautiful pumpkin spice lattes, and I appreciate you. Pumpkin spice lattes, pumpkin spice babies, pumpkin spice everything. I appreciate you so very much. Please, 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 I'll think about it. Leave a comment. Let me know if you want me to read Sheena's book and roast it. If I get, let's see, if after the video posts and I get 30 comments that say, read and roast Sheena's book, I'll do it. If I don't get 30 comments, I won't do it because then that means people aren't interested. But if I get 30 comments saying to do it, I'll do it for you guys. Only because I love you. And I'm going to have to up therapy appointments due to that. All right. So leave that comment if you don't mind. Smash that like, Share me out with any of your friends as the channel continues to grow. I appreciate each and every one of you. Shout out to Kelly Sandyford. Thank you so much for the super chat. And Sandy, I saw you here earlier and I highlighted your comment or starred it so I could look at it later. Jolene, look at this picture. I just adopted a tuxedo kitten. He's so adorable. It hurts. Thank you for adopting, Sandy. Thank you so much for rescuing. And your kitty is so freaking cute. Oh my God. Put all the love, hearts, kitty emojis in the chat for Sandy. Congratulations on your new fur baby. I love her. Cordelia loves her too. Right, Cordy? Yes. She's screaming, yes, 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 yes. Okay. So don't forget to comment after the video posts. Don't forget to follow me on social media. And like I always say, until next time, enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. Bye.
If you like what you see.